All right, today on the channel, we have a bag that doesn't really fit in any one category. In fact, you would say it's backpack size, but it's really a crossbody bag. This is the Coat of Bell Crosspack. I know it looks X-Pack because that's the way it's spelled, but it's not. Crosspack, just like the rest of the Coat of Bell bags. Now I have this one completely, I would say, in the overstuffed category. So it looks a little bulky, and so just keep that in mind when you're looking at this. But this is, you know, a very expanded version of this. My favorite crossbody sling. This is the CrossPod version 2. Cool colors. Did a video on this one, so I'll post that over here if you want to go back for a smaller crossbody option. But if this isn't big enough and you need to expand things, here we are. This is not a new bag. It's been around for a while. And so I'm really getting to do this right now. Why now? Because they recently re-released some accessories, which we'll get into here in a second. The first one is the fact that this does have a laptop area. It says that takes up to a 13-inch MacBook Pro. I fit my 14-inch MacBook Pro, so that one is going to be fine. But if you go 16, it's not going to work. So you're going to need an additional accessory. And so they sell a laptop accessory for this bag. When you put this bag full capacity, add the laptop accessory on it, and don't worry, I'll show you how that all fits together. When you do that, it's a little awkward in this bigger capacity side. So they actually sell this backpack accessory. It comes with a hip belt as well. I'll show you that in a second. So they have these other two accessories, which are now available. Link in the description to not only the cross pack, but the backpack and the laptop accessory, because they all fit together. As I stand this thing up and we look at the back panel, you can see it comes with this one crossbody strap. You can actually switch it to either side, so that's cool if you're right or left. Shoulder swinger. There's just a lot going on, and we'll get to it, don't worry. But it's mostly a crossbody bag. Now, like I said, this thing is fully decked out, so it's a little bit unwieldy at full capacity. And so for that, you may want to install, and we'll get to it, don't worry, the shoulder straps, just because it balances out the load, and it is extremely comfortable. It's a very well thought out system. And really, just to kind of give you a preview where we're going, you take this thing away, you install this, and then you install this, and it gets pretty big, right? So here's some photos. On one side, you'll see just the crossbody configuration, again in this full pack out mode. And on the other side, you're going to look at the full enchilada with not only the cross pack, but the laptop and the shoulder harness. So the backpack setup. So you got all that kind of lumped together. So this, would you buy this for one mode or the other? I don't think so. You would buy this bag because you love the crossbody layout and you love everything about this. But if you wanted to step it up into different modes and be very flexible, that's where you go with the accessories to add to this bag. Because believe me, this bag is complicated, and it is the most unique backpack setup that I've ever seen. And that's why I looked at the cross type, did a video on that one. That's why anything from Coat of Bell, first of all, very well made, very unique, and it's just super cool, right? This thing is very distinctive. You go anywhere with this, people are going to be like, what is that? I've never seen anything quite like it. And you probably won't, because the Coat of Bell stuff is very, very awesome. And again, this thing is completely packed out. Super, super solid build. This is the Evo X-Pack edition, so it's a little different. This is the latest edition, still available. But anyway, the reason I wanted to do this one eventually, and now is a good time, is because some bags just don't lend themselves to being very clearly, you just can't figure it out from the photos. So what is that, a spider right there dangling from my overhead camera? Some bags you just can't figure it out from the photos. Some companies put a little video explaining it, But so anyway, I just wanted to do a little run through of the cross pack. Now, we'll get through the accessory pieces later, so let's just set those things all aside. I've already briefly told you about the cross pod, which is fantastic. And I have a random strap. I'm not really sure where it goes. It came off of this. If you know where that strap goes after watching this video, let me know. Now, the Evo comes with a bottle pocket, perfectly sized for this 18-ounce Yeti. Perfect. And we'll take out, and it also has a cinch down strap and some additional Hypalon attachment points there. Attachment points are everywhere, but you can just really cinch that in, so you don't have to worry about this bottle flying out. So motorcycle riders, this would be perfect for you. Somebody on the go, just don't want to worry about it, also good for you. Anything bigger than this 18-ounce Yeti, probably not going to fit. On the other side, we have a handle, which is completely removable. So if the handle was just not your jam, you can just G-hook it off of there, and you'll not have to worry about this. You can attach some other things if that was your jam. I like the handle, to be honest, because it just gives me a different way to just pick this thing up, sling it however you want. So those are the sides. Pockets. We're gonna get the pockets because there's 6 external pockets and then 1 on the inside, which again, so going through this is a bit of a headache. So we're just gonna go compartments first. In this bag are 2 main compartments. One you see up here and one is sort of in the back. And again, I got them all packed out. But as we lay this sucker down, this will sort of make more sense. So let's go through this big top compartment first. They have these 2 compression straps, which you can completely remove if you wanted to do that. They are G-hooks on both sides to quickly remove them. And they also have these quick release buckles. They come across this way. I just like them in the cross configuration, me personally. So we'll take that off. Don't worry, we'll get to these pockets. You see these zippers. There are 2 buckles on either end. So now we have this sort of roll top-ish area on the front, which just cinches down this main compartment. This is the flex area. If you're going to wear this sort of all day, this is probably where that jacket's going. Some other things on the outside that you're just going to kind of maybe go without and then maybe add for different days, a little different layering options on this outer compartment. One big tall zipper to gain access to it, and you can just gain access to the whole thing. Now the external part of this bag, I didn't mention it yet, it's a Recourse 66, RE66. It's a recycled Echo Pack essentially, but it's a nice material. And the inside is what you've seen on most of the Cotobel bags in the recent builds. It's this orange ripstop camo. Just like that stuff. Super nice. Now on the inside of the bag we have, in this case, I just have a remote equipment packing cube-ish thing and a light layer. And then we can kind of see what's in here. And again, just as you're just looking at this main compartment, inside is a nice little zip pocket. This is the only one on the inside that's a zip. In this case, I just have my field notes. Now this area is accessible 2 different ways. So let's pack it up as if we're on the go. Packed everything up in our main area. AquaGuard zippers everywhere, keep everything nice and dry. We'll say we're about town and we're cinched, ready for business. And you said, well, shoot, I want to get something out of this main area, this big area on the outside. And maybe you have a packable jacket in there that you want to get out, right? We're still talking about this front main area. In that case, you can just unbuckle the bottom, and there's a zipper along the bottom of the bag. And now, rip out your jacket. If you wanted to get to, in this case, my field notes, but maybe it's your passport. Everything is, now you can get it. So you don't have to undo all the top. You just rip out that rain layer, put it on, and go about your business. Kept everything dry because it was on the bottom of the bag. So there you go. Super cool, right? 2 access points to the front area and 1 zipper. What's cool about all the zippers, besides being AquaGuard, is they put zippers everywhere. So there's a zipper on this side, and there's a zipper on the other side. So whichever way you want to get at that sucker, you got it. Only one zipper on the front area. So there you go. That's the main or the front area of the bag. Big flex space, I would say, for this bag. Now, the other main layer, and again, we're still going to talk about pockets later, we have access from the top. Now it's going to be a little awkward because I have this front compartment loaded, so we'll mess with that as we get there. But again, zippers on either side, so no matter which way you want to get at it, this is the only way into this main compartment. And again, like I said, it's going to be a little awkward. So what we're going to do is we're going to take out that thing, leave the jack down there. Pull this area down, and now we're into the main compartment. This is front, this is main. Got a field pocket in there, and I actually have in the lower part of it, I have another GR2 sized, so a GR1 and a GR2 sized field pocket jammed in there. And then we have a bunch of internal organization. We have 2 drop-in mesh pockets. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 slots, and we have a laptop area or major tablet. So there you go. And in these little drop-ins, in this case I just have a little battery bank on one side. Probably jam some cables in there. I forgot to do that before this. Got my Apple Pencil and maybe a pocket knife for another pen, actual pen versus the Apple Pencil. And then down here, this mesh pocket got a deck of cards, fits in there perfectly. And then the other one, I have a Garage Built gear, my ear pouch jammed in there with some stuff. So again, lots of internal organization already built into the bag. Nice little Velcro area and a big entrance flap, sort of a guide flap to get this laptop in there. And you kind of need it. It's not the easiest to get in and out, but again, 14-inch MacBook Pro jammed in that sucker and fits fine. Elevated, padded, very protected on the inside of the bag. So there you go. That is the main event, the main compartment. Only one way in or out, and that is from the top. So these are things you're going to use at your destination. Front compartment, probably for stuff along the way or as you go about your day, because this is definitely a commuter's dream EDC bag. And you know, not really travel, but you could travel with it depending on how you want it. Like this, some of the stuff is just too compressed, but we still got it in there. All right, so here we are, back in business, all packed up for the day. Then, of course, let's put this sucker back in. Actually, we're just going to leave it out so we can get to the pockets. Now, external pockets abound. In fact, we have one on the very front of the bag. In this case, this is an Evo only thing, but we'll take this buckle off just so we can get to it a little bit easier. It is a top zipper. All right. Now this is a perfect drop-in pocket for your iPhone. Deep enough for the iPhone Max. Just have my case in there. One of the many cases I have, but you could just drop in your iPhone Max or any other iPhone just right there on top of the bag. So it's super nice, very convenient place. I wouldn't put my AirPods in there just because it's so deep, but definitely a phone pocket in the way I would use it. On this side, where the handles are, we have 2 pockets right over here. Where is it? Oh, it's in. See how they kind of put this together? Anyway, in this one, I just have a flashlight. This would be definitely AirPods and flashlights, maybe some cords. This one, I think I just put Metro cards, wallet, that kind of thing. Quick and easy grab and go things you're going to want to use around town. Probably my wallet will go in there, some other, maybe the passport, hard to say. Probably keep the passport on the inside just for security reasons. But that is 1, 2, 3. We're not done yet. We have another pocket over here, which is hard to see, mostly because I have this water bottle in there. So let's get that sucker out. Fits perfectly. And here's that other little tiny pocket. This is a key pocket because there's a key loop in there with a fidlock slider on there. So keep your keys, unlock your door, attach, restow, and go about your business. So there you go. There's key pocket. So 1, 2, 3, 4, but we're not done. But wait, there's more. On the back panel, we have 2 AquaGuard protected pockets. Now, the really not wide enough to put your laptop in here, but it is big enough. And on one side, there are 2 different pockets. One side I got the iPad mini, and on the other side, just barely fits, but it does fit with a protective case, the full size iPad. So I've got, these pockets have a layer in between them, so whatever you put in there is not going to mingle in between. Again, AquaGuard zippers, 2 iPads stacked inside. So super nice, and that's how that fits. Again, this super beefy foam on this back panel allows you to have it be completely comfortable. Nice little zipper garages, which not everybody does. I do super like. The back panel, again, center air channel, nice ridged, very thick padding. One attached at the top shoulder strap. Along that we have additional areas to attach things, little D-rings, little webbing in there. This is for, that's what this was. I totally forgot. This is for the crossbody. If you wanted to wear this and then secure it, I would figure it out. That's what this does. It links in there. So there you go. Now a fidlock, big beefy fidlock on the main buckle, so you can release it. And again, like I said, you can adjust this as necessary. Little strap keepers in there and clips. This little flips around, and then you can disconnect this one to go from right side to left side. We'll disconnect it here in a second to go in a different mode. These little buckles are for the shoulder straps on the backpack mode. What's cool though is when they made this bag, there's nice little pockets in there, which we probably wouldn't even notice unless I told you that. And then you can just jam these little buckles in there. And then when you're, let's just say you never wanted to backpack this thing, you would keep these buckles in there, out of sight, out of mind, and there you go. On the bottom is another little pocket with a nice little sewn in webbing. What is that for? We'll get to that. But anyway, that's the back panel. There's nice little attachments, like I said, to go either way. We'll use these in the backpack mode. And then there's another little set here with some little bat wings, which are for the hip belt when you put it in backpack mode. So there you go. Have I covered everything for the cross pack on its own? All the pockets, Hypalon, attachment points abound, handles, everything. I think I covered it. That's that. So let's get to some of the attachments. Now the first thing you're going to do is realize that as we'll get them back out. We'll talk about the backpack straps, but then we're going to line up the whole thing. You can use the backpack with the backpack shoulder harness with the cross pack without the laptop, or you can add the laptop sleeve and then attach this to the laptop sleeve. Well, it's kind of in between, and that's what we're going to do. But I just want to mention that you don't need the laptop to add the backpack shoulder straps. You can kind of do it however you want. And in fact, you can just use the single strap with the backpack or with the laptop compartment, but it just becomes a little unwieldy. So, but first, let's just talk about this laptop sleeve, which has a nice little handle, and you can use this on its own individually for around town, that kind of thing. All of these straps sort of tuck in. That's the way it comes. Everything's sort of tucked in and away. But for me, I have those all out. In fact, the little buckles that are attached, you will have to attach. They come with this, and then you'll clip them on here, and this is what this attaches to. Forgot to mention that. These come with the laptop. So anyway, before we do that, let's remove the lower part of the strap here just disconnects, and then we'll use the fidlock, and then you would put this in a pocket. You know, there's several pockets to choose from. This shoulder strap can be wedged all the way down inside here, so we'll do that. And then it's out of the way. You still have this other strap. So there it is. Shoulder strap has now been removed. Pulled this little tail out for another reason. Now this thing is very sizable. Again, it'll take up to a 16-inch MacBook Pro. And again, super padded, same orange camo on the inside. You know, this is something you might want to just keep around by itself. There is if you just did that, there is, I was going to mention, 2 little side pockets, smaller than what's on the backpack. They overlap, but they're separate, so you can put additional things. So you get 2 more pockets aside from the laptop sleeve when you just get this thing. Now this thing, again, going to have this side out. Again, more raised padding. There's a little handle. And these are for the shoulder straps. Actually, let's pull that sucker out so you don't forget about that. There's buckles on the upper side that will click quickly in here. One on that side. That's twin on this side. Then these little buckles will go into here, little Hypalon tabs in here. So you just put that sucker in there and cinch that thing on there. Put this side, do the same thing. And then cinch all these top pieces down, which just basically locks that sucker in place. On the bottom of the bag, we have this buckle. Like I said, I told you it would be used somehow. We will totally buckle this thing in the bottom, at the bottom. Now our laptop is secured on the top and the bottom. I'll just run this thing through here again. So it locks it in place. So now our laptop compartment is now a piece of the Crosspack. And again, you can access your laptop from here all the way around. It's sort of like a GoRuck style where you're gonna have to access it in a little different way. You know, nice little drying pad. Now, let's add the backpack. Again, you could use this with the single crossbody configuration, but we're gonna just go full-on mode by adding these straps. Now the straps, like I said, will go through here, and these are meant to be used and abused, so I just found the easiest way is to loop it through the bottom and then put it through the buckle, and then you're probably going to want them pretty close to the top, and then buckle it down here. And then I just ran the extra through this nice little installed little loop. So there you go, there's one. And there's 2. And through the bottom. So that's the top part of it. Now the bottom, again, we'll get to that in a second here. We have these, I like to put them the buckles at the bottom. Attach this one. Attach the other side. One through there. And boom. Now we're done. Backpack mode installed. There is a nice little handle that connects these, which 2 purposes. Really, when it's not connected, it kind of keeps things connected, so it's not all 2 pieces. It keeps it as 1 piece, but it also gives you an additional handle when you're trying to grab the bag. And so there you go. This, again, included sternum strap, little stretchy, super cool, whistle buckle, so if you were in the woods, you could call for help. There's a nice little installed pocket on here, which is nice. And the pocket though is a little bit small. What do I put in here? Probably my keys, maybe a battery for a camera I had with me, maybe some snacks, that kind of thing, loose change. Maybe my wallet would be up there, but my phone is too small for my phone. So just putting that out there. Now, like I said, there is hip belt, and these attach just like the other ones, but they attach into these Hypalon pulls, and then you have a very nice included. Really just keep it attached to you. Not going to really be a weight bearing scenario, but it's included, which I do appreciate the fact that they included that with the bag. In fact, for storage, I'm probably just going to put that thing in here so I don't lose it, because sometimes I lose these. There's so many different. I've got a bag over there with all of the different hip belts that I don't use. And if I'm going to try to get rid of a bag, it's a little bit of a puzzle piece. Which strap goes with which bag? Regardless, there we are. Super tricked out mode, backpack straps, laptop compartment, and the cross pack all put together. This is definitely a bag. It's going to take a while to get your brain wrapped around where things are, how it opens, how you access things. Hopefully this video helped you a little bit in terms of thinking through how you would use this bag. Again, it took me a while to kind of figure it out and think about it for a while. I don't think I'm completely down to terms on how specifically I'm going to use this. I will tell you that I know that I'm going to be crossbodying this bag. I know that I'm not going to be using the laptop area, mostly because I don't have a 16-inch MacBook Pro. I've showed you how this one lives with my 13 and 14-inch MacBooks Pro, however you'd say it. But there's just plenty of things that make this thing a great EDC option. Just like the cross type, much like the special name project they did. I did a video on that one too. What is that one? It's over here. Either way, very unique looking bag. Very, very unique looking bag. And the accessories are all available now, which they weren't for a very long time. So I figured it was a good time to put out this video. There you go. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to bring you more interesting bags than just the run-of-the-mill ones I typically do. I'm skipping the whole section of this video where I would tell you about comparison bags, because as you saw, there really is no comparison to this in terms of a large crossbody bag. And if you think of one, let me know in the comments. Let's continue the conversation there. With that, we're going to use this one. We're going to mess around with configuration a little bit more. I got a couple trips coming out. We're going to see how it works. So with that, get outside. See you in the next one.